The Hindu Holy Week of Hatorangan is supposed to be a time of joy, a celebration of the triumph of good over evil. But this sacred event has been desecrated yet again. For the second time in 3 years, the demons of terror have exploded their bombs on this predominantly Hindu island in the world's most populous Muslim nation. The bombers were Islamic fundamentalists from the neighbouring island of Java. In 2002, they killed 202. This time, it was 20. This deeply spiritual society that thrives on order has been plunged into chaos. 3 years ago, the bombers took out the Sari nightclub and Paddy's bar, so-called symbols of Western decadence. The Balinese felt sadness, shame, and a spiritual culpability. But when terror returned on October the 1st, its target was the Jimbaran Beach Precinct and Raj's restaurant. Not exclusively Western, favourites of the Balinese and their families. The mood had changed to anger and outrage. Why Bali again? Why couldn't the authorities protect them? And why are the first bombers still alive? The anger has spilled onto the streets. Bali's prison has become a rallying point. This is where the bombers of Jemaah Islamiyah were kept on death row. The angry young men of Bali want them dead. They've been moved to Java, but this has not placated the mob. Their very existence has become a rallying point for all things troubling Bali: terror, identity, tourism, drugs. And the latest bombings are a dangerous trigger. Tjokorda Krishna Sudharsana is a prince of Ubud, descended from a caste of warriors.
I was worried. I went to my village and I explained to the people there not to be reactive, and come down,
He's the son of a celebrated soldier for Indonesia's independence. Fighting back is in his blood. But these days, Tjokorda Krishna Sudharsana is a revered secular and sacred leader. He's a moral compass to his people. And this warrior prince is anxious to restore calm.
They were angry for quite some time, actually. They were frustrated and angry. But then they understood, angry, but didn't do anything physically. Then we went to our temples, village temples, and we prayed. And we felt at ease after that. Yeah.
But the prince is also a businessman. Praying may have eased the mind after the bombings, but it failed to balance the budget. The bombs were a powerful reminder to him and others who relied on tourism that an industry that has sustained them for 3 decades could be blown away in a matter of seconds.
I think we are in a very big confusion now. Like most people say that we are living in modern world now, you know. But we don't understand it. Most of us don't understand it, you know.
Back in the capital, Denpasar, there's an extraordinary gathering of Bali's power brokers. The guest of honour, Bali's hero, the man known the world over for catching the 2002 bombers, Police General Made Mangkupastika. Now a man under pressure in the middle of a new bombing investigation, nevertheless he finds time to be here to address Bali's elite. Priests, media tycoons, government officials, businessmen and women. They've all come together as supporters of Ajeg Bali, or Bali First. A movement galvanised by the bombings, a rallying cry for Balinese assertiveness. General Pastika may be Indonesia's most famous policeman, but here he is Balinese first.
Kalau kita tidak berubah, maka kita akan musnah. Berbicara lagi sebenarnya, karena kita perlu action, katanya tadi. Saya khawatir.
General Pastika knows about surviving. He's become Asia's hero in the so-called war on terror. He's now determined to save his people, and he has a solution. The creation of a Balinese diaspora modelled on the Jews.
Tapi saya punya obsesi, bagaimana jumlah yang sedikit ini seperti orang Yahudi gitu. Orang Yahudi itu sedikit, tapi di dunia dia pegang peran. Walaupun kita tidak seperti mereka, tetapi artinya kualitas dari aspek kualitas sumber daya manusia, bagaimana kita punya orang. Manusia-manusia Bali itu bukan hanya yang di Bali, tapi juga yang tinggal di Jawa Timur, di Jakarta, di mana, bahkan yang tinggal di luar negeri, juga punya kualitas yang seperti itu.
It's a provocative analogy to make. For the 3 million Hindu Balinese, surrounded by more than 200 million Muslim Indonesians. Like the Jews, the Balinese, he says, should draw strength from adversity.
We have to be able to take this attack to become our opportunity. We have to make this moment as a sign to wake up, rise up, speak up.
For thousands of years, Bali has resisted the ravages of history. When Islam swept away Hinduism and the rest of Indonesia, it flourished here in Bali. It became a haven for fleeing Hindu priests, artists, dancers and musicians. Because Bali is special, it's now demanding special treatment from Jakarta.
In somewhere, the culture heritage already dead, not exist anymore. In Bali, many of that thing exist. From that way, for that thing, we need special care.
Art collector Nyoman Rudana is speaking out for Bali. He's now free to do so since being elected in a new assembly designed to give the provinces a voice.
Especially after the bomb. Most of Balinese open the eyes and then we are necessary for special autonomy.
He's one of 4 Balinese politicians who've just drafted a bill demanding special autonomy from Jakarta and established a team of prominent Balinese to push the agenda. Such a thing would have been considered unthinkable, even treasonous, during the repressive Suharto years. But a precedent has already been set.
Aceh, because all of the Muslim, they give special autonomy to Aceh.
Special autonomy for the troubled province of Aceh was a compromise to end a bloody independence struggle. Jakarta does not need yet another breakaway from the other side of the archipelago. But this is about taking control without conflict or confrontation.
Bali don't like to have an independence, but how to manage Bali in government, how to manage Bali in economic, how to manage Bali in tourism, how to manage Bali in culture, in humanity, that have to be special. And especially the budget for Bali, what we make in Bali from the tourism, most of they go to Jakarta.
Tourism is Indonesia's third highest money earner. Aceh may have oil and gas, but Bali has tourism. And that's worth $2 billion a year to Jakarta.
I've been to Bali, I've been to Bali too.
With special autonomy, they're demanding a greater share of the money.
You can't impress me, 'cause I've been to Bali too.
But it's not just about money, it's also about land. And 10% of its lucrative real estate is now in non-Balinese hands.
Land is part of our identity, and it's very dangerous, actually, if we keep losing it, you know. Then that's the ground that we live in. You know, you can imagine if we lose that, you know, then we lose our identity.
Since 2003, land sales have gone up by 200% a year to rich Indonesians and foreigners who buy by proxy. General Pastika is urging his people to buy back their inheritance.
Saya anjurkan orang-orang Bali yang di luar Bali yang sudah punya uang, belilah tanah di Bali. Supaya tanahnya tidak dibeli orang lain. Yang paling mengerikan adalah kalau uang itu untuk membeli tanah di Bali dan kemudian untuk menghancurkan Bali itu.
On this island dependent on tourism for survival, only 15% of hotels are actually owned by the Balinese. Bali First sees this trend as sowing the seeds of future strife.
Jadi kita memang khawatir sekali kalau tanah-tanah di Bali ini dijual, kemudian terjadi perbandingan yang terlalu mencolok antara orang Bali, penduduk asli Bali, dan penduduk pendatang.
Satria Narada dominates Bali's media.
Jadi acaranya ini.
He owns 11 radio stations, 7 newspapers, and Bali's only local TV station, which he uses relentlessly to promote the Bali First agenda.
Itu memang harus dipikirkan segala sesuatunya sehingga tidak mesti di Bali ini terjadi konflik gara-gara masalah sosial penduduk yang tidak diatur dengan baik karena tanah-tanah kita tidak lagi menjadi milik orang-orang kita.
And that could lead to strife,
Yeah.
like there is in Ambon or other places?
I think so.
This is the Ambon of the International News Bulletin 6 years ago. a Christian versus Muslim confrontation. Such horrific sectarian clashes, Satria Narada believes Bali must avoid.
Bali TV juga berperan menegakkan demokratisasi dalam politik nasional. Konsep ajak
3 years ago, he launched Bali TV as a platform to deliver the Bali First message, predominantly in the Balinese language.
Semua pihak bisa di Bali ini menonton MTV dan TV-TV lain di luar Bali. Tapi kita berusaha di tengah-tengah derasnya arus media itu kita mencoba melakukan sesuatu penyadaran, counter.
Om Swastiastu. Pengadilan Negeri Denpasar pagi tadi menggelar sidang perdana kasus Bali 9 dengan terdakwa 9 warga negara Australia.
To the rest of the world, they're known as the Bali Nine. To the Balinese, they're just a few more foreigners caught up in an endemic problem that is tearing apart the fabric of their community. The public drug raids, the harsh sentences, making examples of the users, the Mr. Bigs, it seems, are as elusive as ever. But if drug raids like the bombs are driving away tourists, Bali's new narcotics chief is unapologetic. It's not about Australians and other foreigners. It's about Bali's future.
Bagaimana meracuni moral bangsa, ya, melalui memasukkan narkoba itu. Jadi kebijakan pemerintah kami untuk menangkal supaya jangan sampai bangsa ini moralnya rusak, karena ini adalah sebagai generasi penerus bangsa yang akan datang termasuk anak-anak muda.
This is about young Balinese like Wahyu, a top student from a middle-class family. He'd never even smoked a joint when he had his first encounter with the needle at the age of 17.
I know from my friend, I looked at my friend using and like, I want to try, and I try.
And so began an 8-year heroin addiction that cost him a marriage, landed him in jail, destroyed his father's business, and made him HIV positive. These angry men attempt to remember the 60s in these streets of as many as 100,000 Balinese were sorted in 8 minutes. If the Islamic fundamentalists intend driving a wedge between the Hindu Balinese and their Muslim rulers, then they may well be succeeding. Anonymous SMS messages have been inciting the Balinese since the bombings, specifically calling for Javanese Muslims to be slaughtered. What would happen to this place if there was another bomb?
It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. I just said to my friends, actually, if it happens again, it should happen so close to me that it will kill me instantly.
The spectre of Bali as another Ambon, another Aceh, a separatist conflict along religious lines, that's something even those born to lead will not dare contemplate.
dengan om cebong